There are many predictions about our planet that have been threatening us for the past years, just like what happened in the year 2012. According to an ancient Mayan prophecy, the Earth will collide with a mysterious planet called Nibiru on December 21, 2012. That will cause doomsday. But as you can see, 8 years later, we're still alive and still standing on the Earth's soil. NASA explained why the world didn't end, simply because the planet Nibiru doesn't exist. When there's no planet, the chance of a collision is far from possible. But there are predictions grounded on scientific facts and evidence about what's bound to happen in our world. Are you concerned about the Earth's current state? Do you want to be prepared for the natural calamities that might hit us? If so, pay attention, because in this episode, I will give you the 8 natural disasters possible in the nearby future. Hi there! Looking for something fun and exciting? Come and laugh with us. Welcome to Mr. Pink and Mrs. Blue, where laughter is the best medicine. I am Mrs. Blue, Mr. Pink's trusty companion, here to deliver science-based facts about our planet. Disclaimer, this video wasn't made to give you anxiety, but to inform you about the possibilities of these natural calamities happening in the future. If you are easily triggered by these topics, you can proceed to watching our other videos seen in the suggestion box below. Number 8. A major solar storm. Most of us think the worst natural calamities in the future will occur inside the Earth. Clearly, we've been forgetting something more powerful than earthquakes and tsunamis, which is the sun. In Quebec, March 1989, a major worldwide blackout happened, affecting over 6 million people, brought about by coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. CMEs are bursts of plasma and magnetic field from the sun's corona that triggers solar storms containing high levels of ultraviolet radiation, solar flare, and energetic particles that can affect us greatly in terms of our daily activities. To give you a hint, once a solar storm happens, it wipes out radio, GPS, and satellite communications, pretty much causing damages in the usage of electronic gadgets all over the world. Energetic particles would cause power surges that will greatly affect our power grids, resulting to blackouts across countries. According to the National Research Council, on the first year, this casualty has an estimated economic cost of $1 to $2 trillion, and a total recovery can be achieved within 4 to 10 years. So, what causes solar storms? Well, the sun has its own cycle, a routine per se, which means its activity has its highs and lows depending on a particular period. For instance, the sun has increased its solar activity. During this time, it produces more sunspots, solar flares, and even coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, as mentioned earlier. Way back in 2012, a solar flare struck the space station, which almost hit Earth. According to one of the scientists of Predictive Science Inc., Peter Riley, this kind of event will most likely not happen again, so we should consider ourselves lucky. However, in the next 10 years, there is a 12% chance that another major solar storm will happen, and that was predicted 8 years ago. So we're only 2 years away from the possibility of a solar flare striking the surface of the Earth once more. But that doesn't mean that we should panic, because once it occurs, it may not be as powerful as others have expected, according to Robert Rutledge from NOAA, or the Space Weather Prediction Center. This is just the worst-case scenario, so we must not worry. But we can't be too confident either. If this fact shocked you, wait until you see the rest on the list. It will surely blow your minds, so be sure to stay with us until the very end of the video. Number 7. Japan Megathrust Earthquake. Do you still remember the tragedy from 2011, where Japan experienced a tsunami that was 10 meters tall? This natural calamity killed a total of 15,897 people, and it was triggered by an undersea megathrust. an extremely large thrust fault formed at the plate interface along the subduction zone, with a 9.0 magnitude earthquake. This was even considered as the world's most expensive natural disaster, amounting to more or less a total of $300 billion. According to a 2012 report, there is a 70% chance that another earthquake may strike Japan with an 8.0 magnitude or even stronger in the next 30 years, and 90% chance that it will hit the country in the next 50 years, stated by the Japanese government. No matter how great these percentages are, it's very important that we're prepared against these kinds of natural calamities to keep ourselves and our families safe at all costs. Always remember, duck, cover, and hold. Are you enjoying this video so far? If you do, go ahead and join our growing family by clicking the subscribe button and notification bell beside it to keep you updated whenever we post videos like this one. Number 6. San Francisco, California's Hayway Fault. There are many deadly earthquakes occurring around the globe, from Tokyo, Japan in 1923 up to Port-au-Prince, Haiti in 2010. But if you take a closer look, the number of its fatalities doesn't depend on the earthquake's magnitude, because the earthquake that hit Shanxi, China in 1556, which is known to be the deadliest of all, has a magnitude of 8.0, while the one that struck Sumatra, Indonesia in 2004 has a magnitude of 9.1. Comparing the years of occurrence, we can say that we are more prepared with what's about to happen, with modern-day technology that can predict natural disasters like this. On October 21, 1868, California's most devastating 6.8 magnitude earthquake happened along San Francisco's Hayway Fault. Annually, they commemorate this catastrophe to remind people that these events are real. Earthquakes will hit their land at any time, so they must stay prepared and alert. Though they are used to experiencing this regularly, the U.S. Geological Survey described San Francisco's fault line as a tectonic time bomb. It has been quieter than usual, but a 6.8 to 7.0 magnitude earth tremor can take place at the time when they least expect it. According to a report, there is a 76% chance of a 7.0 magnitude earthquake to hit the Bay Area in 30 years, which may lead to the destruction of densely populated neighborhoods and real estate sector, with estimated hundreds of fatalities. Number 5. The United States ticking time bomb, Yellowstone. Despite its beauty and relaxing scenery, Yellowstone National Park is hiding a colossal supervolcano underneath. About 640,000 years ago, a cataclysmic volcanic eruption occurred that caused the Yellowstone caldera to form, which has a current size of about 30 by 45 miles or 50 by 70 kilometers, occupying a large area of the Yellowstone Park. Volcanologists reported that this supervolcano tends to erupt every 600,000 to 700,000 years, which means it could explode any time now. But scientists are still not convinced if that's even possible. They believe that it doesn't have enough magma in order to create an eruption. The rhyolite magma chamber underlying Yellowstone National Park only has 5 to 15% molten lava, which means 85 to 95% of it is hot, solid magma. If ever another explosion happens, it could wipe out entire humanity, along with other living things on Earth. We'll all be extinct and another civilization will be formed. Number 4. The sleeping giant Lake Toba supervolcano. Every country has its own share of natural calamities, depending on their geological location. Most of these disasters happen so frequently, people treat it as if it's already a part of their day-to-day lives. And one of these countries is Indonesia, the land of volcanoes. But did you know that they also have their very own version of Yellowstone? Indonesia's Lake Toba, a volcanic lake, is located on top of a gigantic Asian caldera, or some might say a supervolcano. To give you a better grasp of its actual size, in its center it consists of an island as big as Singapore. And it is one of the deepest lakes in the world, and the largest in Southeast Asia. I hope you're getting my point here. It's that big! It was reported that its last eruption occurred 74 to 75,000 years ago. So disruptive that it almost made humans disappear on the surface of the Earth. It had so much impact, it drastically shrank the world's population. Can you imagine how many people died because of this natural disaster? Despite other geologists saying that its awakening is unlikely to happen in the year 2020, we can't really say that its magma chamber is completely asleep. If ever this forgotten volcano happens to erupt, it will also give way for mega tsunamis to occur, because Indonesia is an island country after all. Number 3. Another asteroid threat. Do you remember what caused the dinosaurs to become extinct? Yes, because of an asteroid that hit Earth 65 million years ago. It was so impactful, it wiped the entire existence of these reptiles that have lived on Earth for about 165 million years. Though we are not entirely sure that this is the main reason why dinosaurs are nowhere to be found today, many scientists say that it may be related. In 2016, 2 asteroids were so close to hitting the Earth, and one of them is called 2016 LP10, that has a length of 2 to 8 meters. It was just 48,000 miles away from us. That's 5 times the Earth's distance to the Moon. The other one is called 2016 LE10, that was way farther, with 280,000 miles away. Well, this is the alarming part. In 2028, the asteroid 1997 XF11 will pass closely to Earth. But according to NASA, there is a 0% probability of impacting the planet. This was from the report of their astronomers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. As long as changes don't happen, another asteroid attack is most unlikely to occur. In contrast to NASA, the director of the Central Bureau for Astronomical Telegrams at the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory, Dr. Brian Marsden, says ever since the asteroid was discovered in 1997, it was thought to pass the planet within 30,000 miles, which is much closer than 2016 LP10. Its distance between Earth can be influenced by our planet's gravity that can cause it to crash towards the surface of the planet, wiping out all of humanity and any other living thing. According to Dr. Marsden, it is still a possibility. 1997 XF11 has an estimated size of 1.5 miles, about the size of a whole village, and has a speed of 30,000 miles per hour. That is equally powerful as a 1 million megaton bomb. It would be big enough to tear down cities like London and New York. Number 2. Chile's Megathrust. Chile is one of the countries that are no strangers when it comes to earthquakes. On August 1st, 2019, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck the land, affecting the small town of Pichilemu in Santiago. It was reported by Centro Sismológico Nacional and the U.S. Geological Survey to have a hypocenter, the origin of the earthquake, of 9 to 10 kilometers, which is only above or on the subduction zone interface, where the Nazca Plate subducts underneath the South American Plate, about 7 centimeters every year. This incident is hardly reported because of 0 casualties, for people are used to experiencing this earth tremor on a regular basis. Since 2000, Chile has already recorded more than 12,000 earthquakes. Crazy, right? So if that's the case, why do we have to worry? The 6.8 magnitude earthquake indicates that stress is building up on the megathrust. In the center of Chile, where the Coquimbo region is located, there has been an unusual increase in seismic activity, which indicates that it is preparing the land for another earthquake that's going to be much greater than the first ones that happened at the near end of the 21st century, which will also bring a disruptive tsunami along with it. Number 1. Caribbean Tsunami. What I mean by this is the real Caribbean, not the one where Jack Sparrow's in. We can talk about that in another video, okay? Today, we're all about natural disasters, So, moving on. According to a jointly made paper on the eruption of Cumbre Vieja by Dr. Simon Day of the University College of London and Dr. Stephen Ward from the University of California, Santa Cruz, Cumbre Vieja in the Canary Islands on the northwestern coast of Africa erupted twice, in 1949 and 1971, and it left the structure of the volcano unstable, especially on its left side. If ever a third eruption happens, the highly unstable side will collapse and form a huge landslide, and later on will cause the biggest tsunami in the history of mankind. They estimate the enormous wave will have a speed of 800 kilometers per hour, or 500 miles per hour, be as tall as the Richmond Castle with a height of 100 meters, and will even reach Florida within 9 hours after creation. Alongside Florida, England and the Caribbean will also be greatly affected by this catastrophe. And again, this is the worst-case scenario. It's possibly the worst that could happen. Did you learn something in today's video? If so, go ahead and check out our other videos shown in your screen that you'll surely enjoy as much as you enjoyed this one. What natural disaster do you think is going to be the most disruptive? Let us know in the comments below. That is all I have for you today. Again, I am Mrs. Blue. Don't forget, laughter is the best medicine. Mr. Pink and Mrs. Blue will see you in the next one. Bye!